been trying to think of a kind of a project to keep my mind off stuff for the next few days. So what I've decided to pick up on is a video exchange I had with Dana Garrett about 2 weeks ago, in which, well, what were we talking about? We're kind of talking about science and feminism, really. Anyway, in that video, Dana Garrett made this, just told this story about when he was at graduate school. One of his tutors, Janet Harding, who's quite a well-known writer, had made this claim that, let me see if I can get this right. She said something to the effect that that a socialist feminist reading of the speed of light would give a different figure for the speed of light. So something as a kind of empirical fact, as secure as apparently secured, as apparently objective and depersonalized as the speed of light, would change if it was measured or derived by someone whose kind of gender position and political position was the one I've described. And it's an outrageous claim, you know what I mean? And Dana Garrett was rightly sceptical about that, and I kind of responded to that. I know a little bit about Janet Harding's writings, and I was a bit surprised that she would say something like that, but who knows, you know. So we kind of left it there, but I think that would be a great place to start, because it's just such an outrageous claim. So I think I'll just do a few videos about that. I did a bit of reading up on it last night and again this morning, and the nearest thing I can find to that kind of a claim in, well, any kind of feminist literature and related literatures to do with epistemology is this passage in an essay by Luce Iragaray, French feminist writer, Luce Iragaray, written about the right time actually for Dana Garrett to have that experience in a graduate school class, in which she says, somewhere she says that that Einstein's equation, E equals mc squared, Luce Iragaray at one point said that that is a sexed equation, which means it's an equation that has gender attached to it, or gender baggage attached to it, which is quite an outrageous claim. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows this, but the relationship to the speed of light is that the c in E equals mc squared is the speed of light. That's what the symbol c stands for. So, so there is a kind of, you know, there is a tangential relationship to that claim about the speed of light varying according to who measures it and what gender they are and what their political orientation is. So I don't know, I'm speculating, but maybe Janet Harding had that in mind and made some kind of reference to it that Dana Garrett was witness to. I mean, it is an outrageous claim, so I'm going to try and, over a few videos, see if I can get to an understanding of that, of how that could possibly make sense. Yeah, what I'd like to try and do, I think, is to make that make sense. I don't want to just critique it. I want to see if I can get inside it and yeah, kind of understand it and find it valuable, if that makes any sense at all. Yeah, I should just say, just on the Luce Iragaray thing, that the reference I came to it, I didn't come to Luce Iragaray directly. I came to it via an essay in a collection of essays by a chap called SoCal and another person. And it was, I can't remember the name of this book, but this book itself was a series of, like, I guess, kind of ponage essays about what they clearly took to be foolish and misguided quasi-scientific ideas, of which the Luce Iragaray speed of light sexed equation is one of them. Alan SoCal is probably best known for what came to be called the SoCal hoax. Alan SoCal is a physicist, and the SoCal hoax is it's this action he carried out. He wrote an essay called something on the hermeneutics of quantum gravity, something like that, and it was written in this high postmodern style, and it was completely bogus. He just made it up, you know what I mean, giving it lots of trendy sounding post-structuralist language mixed with some physics equations, and submitted this to a journal called Social Text, which is a humanities journal primarily to do with kind of literary theory and postmodern cultural theory. He submitted it to this journal, I can't remember when exactly, 20 years ago possibly, and it was published, or at least it was accepted and peer reviewed and accepted, and of course it was a bit of a scandal, quite rightly so. And Alan SoCal, who you know, in this act of mischief, was really just trying to demonstrate what he felt was how stupid the humanities were, and how their claims to knowledge were bogus. You know, felt completely vindicated because his spoof had made it. And social text, the journal, were completely mortified, and they were completely humiliated as a result of that, quite rightly so. You know, because obviously they'd seen this submission by a physicist as an opportunity to, like, you know, get all science about it, you know what I mean, and to I don't know. I think they just wanted some kind of hard scientific dick-waving opportunity, you know, and they felt that he was offering them that, so they just didn't peer review it properly, didn't check the sources, and didn't do their job. So they were made to look foolish as a result. And that whole idea, oops, my dog's chasing a rabbit. And that whole idea, you know, that time that knowledge, you know, I don't know. Yeah, it's to do with that epistemology, and to do with, you know, at what point can you say that knowledge is located and situated and standpointed and all those kind of things, and relative, and at what point do you have to say that there are some absolutes attached? Alan Sokal, of course, being a scientist, is saying that there is knowledge which is sacrosanct, which is inherently impersonal, which has no contact with human position, whereas the social text guys seem to be very much in favour of the whole relativism thing. So even physics could be relative. So as I say, they were made to look foolish. Anyway, just to get to, if I can swing this back to Luce Iragaray, after he did that, he, as I say, he collaborated in a series of texts, series of essays, poking fun at other foolishness in the humanities, as he might have thought of it, postmodern excesses, mistakes, misapplied scientific ideas, including this Luce Iragaray thing that E equals MC squared could possibly be a sexed equation, and basically just made fun of it. You know, it's just a joke. Alright, so that's a lot of background. Jesus. Yeah, so I'll make 3 or 4 videos about this if I can, and see if I can get to a point where E equals MC squared can be looked at as a sexed equation. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to the idea that the speed of light varies according to what genitalia you've got. I think that's going to be off the map, really. But I'll give it a go. Yeah, feminist science, feminism and science, Luce Iragaray, speed of light. Let's have a go.